Welcome back to Robert Lloyd, where I show you the inside of graphic design as it pertains to t-shirts, logos, and GIF animations. And today for T-Shirt Tuesday, I'm gonna go ahead and rep my city. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually from St. Louis. I'm not from Chicago, Illinois. I've just been here in Chicago because, I mean, it's just where my career moved me to. And that one thing about St. Louis that I loved was their sense of style. It wasn't anything like Chicago or anything like that, but it was way more unique from the other states that were around that area. As a matter of fact, St. Louis had their own style inside of that state. However, with St. Louis being so unique with style, they never had their own little fashion line or anything like that, which is kind of different because California has their own, Chicago kind of has their own, and New York has their own, but St. Louis, no. And that's kind of a big city to be in. People actually talk about St. Louis. Now, with St. Louis being a place of art, we can kind of connect some of these abstract ideas to it and put it on a t-shirt that actually makes sense. So if you guys are excited about T-Shirt Tuesday today, or if you're from St. Louis, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, just check me out. I'm not going to say subscribe. You subscribe on your own time. And if you have any ideas for a t-shirt for my next T-Shirt Tuesday, leave it in the comment section below. If it's creative, I'll definitely check it out and do it. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and make magic. Okay, so the way that we want to approach this design is kind of in a graphic designer kind of way. So I'm gonna turn on the grids real quick, and then I want to just pretty much lay down some type. And I actually want to go ahead and start using one of my, favorite fonts, which is Future. So at this point, what I can do is just pretty much start typing out what I need. So I'm gonna type out St. Louis, and then I'm gonna type out Missouri. So now what I want to do is just go ahead and copy, and on a new layer, just kind of paste it in here. And then what I want to do is go ahead and right click on this and bring up create outlines. And then again, what I want to do is just go ahead and ungroup that, and this is what we get. So now I can just kind of move these around, but I can't edit them anymore. So it's pretty much stuck in this font. That's something that you guys got to think about when you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and select all of these and kind of move this up over here. Now I'm gonna make a new layer real quick, and on this layer I'm just gonna bring up some rulers. I don't want this design to go past this line or this line over here, so that's pretty much good. And I also don't want it to protrude over here, anything like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put one down right here. Now with the St. Louis that I copied or whatnot, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this up at the top right here like this, and I'm gonna take the S. So I'm gonna just bring this S in over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and scale it up like this. Now I want to give myself some room from that edge, so I'm going to probably put it like right here. Then I want to take the AI from St. Louis and then kind of bring that in down here as well. So I'm going to bring this down here and turn it up like this and then scale it up like so. Now I can bring this S down just a little bit so it can kind of fit proportionately. I don't want it to be, all out the way and all that stuff. So I'm going to bring this back in over here like this, and I want that to go there. So I'm going to take this in and then pretty much do the exact same thing, just kind of put it over here like this. And I can scoot these overs as well. I'm going to take the T and I'm going to bring that T down here, so it's going to, do the STL thing. So I'm gonna bring that in over here like this, and then I want to take the L as well and bring that in down here as well too. Now what I want to do is just kind of bring this up some like this, just a little bit, and then I just kind of want to take this L and kind of shorten it out. So it's gonna say STL, but I don't want it to be too powerful, so maybe something like this. Then I can take the O and bring that O in over here like this. I can bring that U in over here like this and kind of bring it down like this. I'll bring that I in down here, and I'm gonna just kind of scale this out like so. And then I can bring that S in down here as well. So I want this to line up, so what I'm gonna do is go back into this layer right here that has my rulers or whatnot, and I'm just gonna bring in that ruler real quick to kind of line up between this N and the side of this S. So I'm gonna do this right here, and then I'm just gonna scale this down just a little bit. Also, I kind of want this U to be kind of a little bit past this I and stuff like this, kind of like right here. I can kind of bring this over just a little bit more, just to give you kind of like that design style right there. So I got that in there like that, and that looks pretty good. I want the I to kind of touch down to where it's kind of like even with this right here. So what I'm gonna do is bring in another ruler real quick and make sure that it's even with this T. And then this L, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a little stroke here. So, and that looks pretty good. So now what I want to do is bring in Missouri real quick. So I'm gonna go back into layer 1. I'm gonna just close this down real quick and bring back layer 1, and I'm gonna unlock that. So I want to take Missouri out of this, and I just want to go ahead and place this in a new layer on its own. So I'm gonna bring Missouri into layer 4 and then close down layer 1. I'm gonna take Missouri, and I just want to go ahead and kind of bring it off to the side like this and stick that in over here. So what I want to do is change the font because I don't think D-Dot is working too well. So I'm just gonna pick another serif font. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring down the characters, and I'm just gonna filter out for serifs. Now what I want to do is go ahead and make another layer real quick, and what I kind of want to do now is make a box. So I'm gonna turn off layer 1 real quick, and I'm gonna turn off layer 4, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make a rectangle inside of this shape. So I'm just gonna start from right here and just do this right here like that. Now I'm gonna make another shape real quick, except I want to make this one just not that big, so maybe kind of like a rectangle that takes up maybe half a box. And then I want to turn this one gray real quick so I can see what I'm doing, and I want to lay that on top of this box. As a matter of fact, I might make this just a little bit shorter, so something like this, and I want to lay these going across like that. Now I want to go ahead and highlight all of this, and then take the shape builder tool and just delete out all the gray, and then that gives you this kind of pattern. So what I'm gonna do is just copy this, so hit Command C and then turn this off, and then bring back layer 2, which is St. Louis layer, and then I'm gonna start a new layer, and I'm going to copy and paste that into layer 6. So what I want to do is just kind of turn this off to a side like this, like here. Now I want to lay this on top of the STL layer. So I want to lay this on top of the S real quick, kind of like right here, and then with the STL layer and that layer selected, I'm gonna use the shape builder tool to knock out some of these lines, and that looks pretty cool. But what I want to do now is just go through this design and do that in certain areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make another layer and just copy paste it in as many times as I need to, and just do that around this design. And that's starting to look really good. So what I'm gonna do is go up under layer 2 real quick, and I'm just gonna make a white box. And that white box is gonna serve a purpose, just not right now. I'm gonna show you guys what it's gonna do when we actually put this on the design, but this is what it's gonna look like for right now. Now I wanna go to this S real quick and make a copy of it. I'm just go ahead and hit Command C, and then I'm going to paste that in front. And I wanna flip this one from a fill to a stroke, and I just kinda wanna move this one over just a little bit. And then from the inside of the stroke, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this to 3. Now I wanna bring back the Missouri, and there we go. So now we successfully got our design that's kind of, you know, abstract and all that stuff. So now what I kind of want to do is just alter this T real quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring this end up like this, kind of put that alongside the lines with this T. So I just kind of want to make sure that everything is in there, and I'm just going to go ahead kind of select both of these out, and with the shape builder tool just kind of delete out this T right here. So what I want to do now is just make a new layer real quick, and on this new layer I'm going to use the rectangle tool, just kind of bring back this element that I kind of deleted, except I'm going to bring this on the other side. Make a copy of this right here, make sure this all lined up like this, and then I'm gonna take that selection tool and kind of bring it down here like this. Now I want to go ahead and copy that, so hit Command C, and then on another layer I'm gonna go ahead and paste that in there, and then I kind of want to flip it over some just like this, kind of scale it up like this, and then bring it in over here, and I'm gonna take this line with the shape builder tool and just knock them out. And now I want to click on layer 10 and just kind of zoom in real quick. Now I left this layer up for one reason, and everybody in St. Louis reps the same thing. You can be one of the most professional person, or you can be one of the most blue collar person in St. Louis, and you're gonna rep the exact same thing, which is the 314. So I'm gonna type in 3 right here, and I'm gonna scale it up just a little bit. I'm gonna type in 1, and then I'm gonna bring this down and drop in 4. And we could probably turn these on like its backs and stuff like that. So this is where the box becomes important from what I was telling you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this down, and I've kind of already did like some of the modifications that I wanted to do, which was just invert it and all that stuff, because I'm putting this on a black t-shirt. So I'm gonna go into my Finder, and I'm actually gonna go down to my textures real quick, and I'm gonna bring in one of my favorite textures, which would be, I guess you could say, this dust and scratch. So I'm gonna bring this in real quick, and I'm gonna drop it in, and then on top of that S, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of put that there, and I want to go ahead and just lay a clipping mask on top of all of this. Now I'm gonna go in and just kind of double click on this dust layer, and if the underlying layer is white, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock that out. So this is what it turns into. Let me hit OK. Now when I save this and I go into my actual t-shirt, this is what we get, and that's pretty awesome. And with that final tweak, you guys, that is it. So I hope you guys like this one. This was really fun for me because I actually got to put together something for my city, and there's a lot of stuff about that city that I missed. Like I missed the food, I missed the attractions, I missed the zoo, I missed the art, I missed the White Castles. And I'm not trying to say that there's no White Castles out here, it's just the White Castles in St. Louis versus the White Castles that I'm in right now. It's just different, it's just not the same. And if you ever had those experiences where you moved away from your hometown, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. So stay amazing, stay creative, but above all else, stay awesome. Yeah.